Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, or Mike if you prefer, and I got a review for you. A little different from my comic stuff. This is going to be a book review, if you've seen the thumbnail, of course. Um, but this is Tana French's The Searcher, by Viking Press, originally copyrighted in 2020. Before I start on the review, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have not already done so, please hit the like button, while you're here. Hit the bell. I have no schedule as far as my videos concerned. My live events do have a schedule, but not my reviews. These are kind of the books that I'm reading in between. Okay, so long story short, I'm participating in a book club that's on YouTube. It's off of, shout out to Doof Media on YouTube. But this is the selected book from last month's book club. We read this one, we got together on YouTube, and we talked about it, pretty much like my Dark Tower series. I love Doof Media. They're two great guys that basically just, break down and discuss multiple different genres of books. But this one happens to be a murder mystery. And Tana French is definitely new for me. I never heard of her, but she's actually really, really popular, especially in Hollywood right now. I think she's done 8 books, don't quote me, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 books, and I think out of like 8, I think 6 of them have been optioned and made into stuff, specifically Into the Woods and the Dublin Murder series. Okay, so this one is about a retired cop who moves to Ireland. His name is Cal Hooper, I think. And it's basically like, for the beginning part of the book is just him living his life in Ireland. He's not trying to be a cop. That's why he moved to Ireland. It was cheap. He buys like a small little land that has a cottage. For about 200 pages, it's pretty much like him living his life in Ireland and stuff like that. And it's such a great read. But it's labeled as a murder mystery, but it really is The Searcher. It's really this book about a boy that's disappeared. Cal Hopper is eventually requested to kind of take up the reins on this search, looking for this boy, Brendan Redding. And it basically barrels on from there. This book was fantastic for me. This was the first time I had ever heard of this author, but then reading it, it's fast paced. It's well written. The characters, they're all believable, like their conversations and stuff. It's pretty much like 5 main characters you have in the book, but the whole town is pretty much a suspect at this point in this book, with this boy disappearing. Now, before I get into spoilers, because I'm going to do that a little bit, but I want to say I love this book. I want to say 200 pages into it, I was still questioning what this book was about. I had been told it was a murder mystery, and 180 to 230, it was still kind of making up his mind. It wasn't a bad read, like I said. You're kind of chilling with Cal, getting to know him and his surroundings and stuff like that. A lot of the mystery, the murder mystery stuff is laid out in the beginning, but you don't realize it until the end, kind of thing. But I absolutely loved it, and I was really hoping that we'd get a sequel, and lo and behold, Doof Media is doing this for this month. And incidentally, she just dropped her new book that's the sequel to this book, and that's going to be this month's book club read, which will be at the beginning of April. I think April 2nd or 3rd. Check Doof Media on their YouTube for that. Alright, so spoilers, okay? So basically, it's a little boy that meets Cal, and it's a brother to Brandon Redding eventually starts the investigation with Brandon Redding. We meet Trey Redding, which is his little brother, and eventually, the way we meet him is so cool. He's creeping around, Cal's little cottage house and stuff like that, and this friendship builds between the two of them. They eventually kind of bond over woodworking and hunting and stuff like that. But eventually he is kind of coerced into picking up the investigation. He doesn't really want to. Like I said, he's retired, moving away from that. But at that point, it's this very interesting way of him doing this investigation without being a cop. He doesn't have a badge to protect him. He has no friends to call on, no CSI investigation teams to, break into phones and stuff like that. So it really is like a low level, like street level investigation type of thing. And it was fantastic, especially once you get to the meat and potatoes, which I want to say happens around the last 100 pages, which is kind of nice. Most authors kind of rush that really at the end. This ending, it's like you get to spend and stew in it, and I'll tell you what, man. And there was definitely some scenes where I got teary eyed like 3 times, man. Tana is really good at writing these, like, I want to say inspirational, but at the same time kind of sad kind of thing. I don't know. I don't want to spoil too much of the ending, I mean, but basically, you find out that the town is pretty much the suspect. After the investigation starts up, Cal starts finding out little by little that, this boy was kind of over his head. He was trying to do something that the town didn't approve of, and the town kind of took care of business. That's in a nutshell. It's not really went down. That's the part of it I don't want to spoil, because it is the town that took care of business, but there's some other stuff that goes on that that just kind of happened, kind of thing. But absolutely, I loved it. There's this romantic. I want to say there's a small bit of a romance in this one that builds up a little bit with Cal and this woman that he meets in town named Lena. During our book club, a lot of people didn't like Lena. I actually did. I thought she was a great kind of balance to Cal. There's this whole backstory where the book is trying to get Cal to figure out like what went wrong with his family back home. He was, he's recently divorced. He has a grown daughter and stuff like that, but they're not on the best of levels kind of thing. But eventually through the book, it's kind of like, Cal is learning not only what he did wrong, but how to add that into his life to make him a better person, kind of thing. It doesn't happen for a long time. Most of the book, he thinks he's doing everything right and stuff until he sees that he's not really doing everything right. Feels right, but but man, this was such a fantastic read. So much that I went out and bought the book. It just dropped on March 5th. It's in bookstores right now. It should be easy to get, if this sounds interesting to you. But this one, I mean, it starts off right where this one leaves off. It's like a 2-year gap. Things have moved on a little bit. But I can't recommend this. If you are into like murder mysteries, like one of my favorite westerns, and it's hard to classify as a western. It's called The Searcher with John Wayne, and I don't want to say it's anywhere near what this story is, but like as far as it's about a man that goes searching for a boy in both stories, and that's the only similarity. But it does feel like that, and it just while you're going along this journey, you're also chilling with Cal, getting to admire Ireland, the Irish speak that's in the book. It's so easily read, but it's kind of like they were in my head naturally speaking Irish when they do. It's funny. But guys, this is my review. Let me know down below if you've even heard of Tana French. Maybe you've read her Dublin Murder series. Maybe you passed on this one. Let me know if you've read this one. What'd you think about it? Maybe you didn't like it. I could say that first 200 pages I was still wondering where the plot was, kind of thing. But it is like a 450-page book. So once the plot got there, I mean, it was a quick ass read because there's so much going on. It was so fun. But guys, that's my review. I will let you go. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please hit the like button. For some reason, it never plays out. I don't know. But guys, I will let you go. Yeah.